Let's get started. One of the things that you're supposed to do, the one part of the Bible, and we had this whole discussion this morning about the Gospel of John, and I said, as a starting Bible do, or an open to the Bible or Jesus do, then I would encourage you to start in the Gospel of John. And in fact, that Bible study goes on Monday nights tonight, and it'll be a Gospel of John Bible study. And it's the best place to start. But beyond that, I like you here, well actually it's one of your responsibilities, but there's no Proverbs popo to put you in Proverbs prison, so it's, you just have to make the personal decision to work at it, but it's to read the chapter of Proverbs that matches the date. And so, I can't see it down here, but today's the 20th of the month, and so for today, you would read out of the book of Proverbs, chapter 20. Melo's on top of this. All right. So it'd be a verse out of Proverbs 20. Now this is on our Helping a Mission website. I post a proverb a day and then a little bit of a commentary about it. And a lot of the mornings when I'm late, I'm having trouble getting it all done, set up right. I write them beforehand, but that's not working right, and I'm having trouble, so I have trouble. So that's usually when I'm late. That's usually what my problem is. I'm hung up with something I'm posting in the mornings before class. So this is so we should be. I want you to read Proverbs, and we do this quite regularly. Why Proverbs? Of all the books of the Bible, why Proverbs?
Teaching part of the Bible.
Well, it is teaching, but there's a particular concept.
It's Jewish poetry.
It is Jewish poetry, but that's not the reason. It is exactly Jewish poetry, but that's not the reason I want you into it.
Wisdom.
Yeah, both of you said it. The number one book of the Bible that focuses on wisdom is the book of Proverbs. So it's the book. All the Bible discusses wisdom at some point, but Proverbs focuses on it. And wisdom, it's one of our character qualities, like this week is love. Wisdom is one of our character qualities. And our definition for wisdom is?
Seeing things in God's.
Seeing life.
From God's point of view.
That's right, yep. Seeing life.
And God.
From God's POV, point of view. If you have not come here straight from prison, well, why is this timing out on me like that? That hasn't been doing that. If you're just coming here, unless you came straight from prison, you've been on the streets the last 12 months. If you were able to see the last 12 months as it was unfolding the way God sees it, would you need to be here today? No. No one. Because as stuff was going down in your world, you could have seen it the way God sees it, which would cause you to think about it the way God would think about it, and feel about it the way God would feel about it, and ultimately act on it the way God would act on it. It'd change everything. So this concept, if it's true, this changed my life. About 30 years ago, I bought into this concept. I accepted this as a true definition for wisdom, and Proverbs makes it real clear that this wisdom is totally accessible and available to anybody who wants it. And so I bought the idea. So as stuff went down in my life, my initial reaction is always bad. I get all twisted and mad. And then I thought, okay, God, why would you allow this? And then I kind of went to this wisdom thought, okay, you said I could see this from your point of view. So what good is this in my life right now? And I asked the question, I just kind of opened my mind. up to think about some possibilities. And I began to come to have some thoughts about, while I didn't like it, I could see, well, it could be good this way, it could be good that way, it could be good that way. And I suddenly realized that I was starting to see life the way God saw it. And I'm not perfect at it at all, but I've learned to live this way, and it really works well. So, since this is the #1 Bible that teaches the idea, we decided here that it would be your responsibility to read the chapter of Proverbs that matches the date to help you start to see life from a different perspective, from God's point of view. Now, let me just say, I miss days. I don't keep at it perfectly at all. I'm not great at this all the time, but I keep working at it. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, if your addiction is just so screwed up your world, and you can't make an effort to do this, I don't have a whole lot more to say to you. Because if this is really possible, and I think it is, it's actually worked for me, and you're not willing to put enough effort to try to do this, then you're on your own, dude. Just gonna, and if nothing changes, insanity, you're gonna continue the same old stuff and expect something to be different, and it won't be. So if you're so tired of the way it's been and you want to do different, I'm telling you, making the effort to read this on as regular basis as you can will help you start seeing life differently. And I tell you, you'll see yourself in a verse, you'll see other people you know in a verse, and then you'll start seeing how God deals with us in different situations in a verse. It can be life-changing, Alan.
Yeah, I was thinking that with wisdom, seeing life from God's point of view. Well, I was thinking about it another way, because for months before I came here, I guess that God conscious kept telling me that I need to stop what I'm doing.
Gotcha.
I need to go to rehab. And I kept saying, oh, well, I can't have it no more. Every month, keep messing up my money, messing up. So, seeing God's point of view was to get me to wake up, to come here, so that I can renew my mind and my spirit. So
Yeah.
maybe that was his point of view.
Absolutely, he was. You were paying attention out there. He was talking to you. Now you got some background, so you were a little more understanding of what was going on, and so you responded. And hopefully, as you're here, and as and you make this part of whatever practice you can keep at it, it'll just start talking to you all the more. So, if you really are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you really, really want to change, then you make the effort to make this part of, maybe not daily, but a regular part of your deal, and you'll be surprised how it will start talking to you, helping you, empowering you to see things different, think things different, feel things different, act different. Okay, so this is out of today's. Now it was, guys noted, as I pulled it up, that neither is Yo Mama cannot be in the Bible. And you're right, that's not in the Bible. I write these, I put them on our website. I tweet and Facebook this stuff. So that was my hook to get people to read it. So I put out there, neither's Yo Mama. And I'm hoping they'll go, what's that about? And that they'll read it. So that's the idea. So don't feel real, but that's not. So here's the verse, chapter 20, verse 9, and the verse says, who can say, I have kept my heart pure? I am clean and without sin? Who can say that?
God.
Nobody, including Yo Mama. Right? That's the point. Okay, so who wants to read, based on that verse, then I wrote this little commentary. And every now and then when we read them, we find a mistake and I'll have to correct it. But you want to read it, Robert?
Yeah, which part do you want me to
All
read?
right, read the whole commentary there.
The question of this proverb is a rhetorical one, which really needs no answer. Yet to be perfectly clear, the answer is a resounding no one. Repeatedly, the Bible points out that none of us have kept my heart pure, or that we could possibly claim I am clean and without sin. Not even your mama. Seeing myself as I really am is a starting point for eternal salvation. The daily spiritual walk and recovery from any chemical addiction or compulsive behavior. While there are eternal and immense spiritual benefits for getting this honest, there is another practice every day benefit for seeing myself as I really am. Everyone else in the room already knows it's true about me. They've just been waiting for me to admit it.
Huh? Yeah, go ahead, finish that.
It's particularly true with the American public today. We're so used to being lied to by politicians, athletes, religious leaders, the media, that we'll almost fall in love with anyone who just tells us the truth about themselves. So the best street cred, whatever that is, any of us can ever,
That was the old guy.
any of us can ever have is to just be honest about ourselves and our decisions with the appropriate people. Obviously, we don't say everything to everyone, but there should be a willingness on our part to just tell the truth about what's going on. I first heard this spiritual principle years ago: confess private sins privately, personal sins personally, public sins publicly. Such honesty is liberating and empowering. It also gains us the respect of others.
All right, so this verse is all about just keeping it 100. First with myself, and as appropriately with God, but then with other people. Okay, I'm just asking, do you think you know of some pastors of churches, that you think, this is your opinion, you think they don't have any problems anymore? Do you know any like that? No, Billy's not that kind of guy. Unless Billy died and went to heaven, I can't remember. I understand. Do you think there are any guys that don't think they have any problems anymore? I know some pastors, at least the way they act, or the things they say, I get the idea that they think they're bulletproof. Nobody's bulletproof, including Yo Mama. And I don't even know Yo Mama. But we just need to understand we've all got these issues. And so the question, who can say I've kept my heart pure, I'm clean and without sin? Nobody can say that. And why can't we be that real and honest about it? Bless you. I always tried, as a pastor out there, you're my congregation now, but when I pastored a church out there in Fredneck, Maryland, where I live, I tried to be very honest about the fact that I got issues too. Because church people sometimes think pastors have it all together. And then a lot of us pastors try to perpetuate that. Well, I knew I didn't have it all together. And I didn't want them to think I thought I had it all together, because whenever I did do something wrong, I wanted them to understand that I'm going to do stupid stuff. And furthermore, I want to encourage them. I got issues. I got to work at my stuff every day, so you need to work at your stuff every day. So I tried to be honest as a pastor. That was how I decided I wanted to live my life that way. But when I got here, it was just a whole nother level of, first of all, it was just a bunch of guys. There weren't ladies or children out there, but just a bunch of guys. And it was so much easier to be honest about my issues. And I as we said down there, I don't say everything to everybody, but it was liberating. It was empowering for me to stand up in front of a bunch of guys and be honest about my own stuff. And most of you know me, chemicals is not part of my deal. I just got other stuff in my life. And it was liberating to be that honest about myself with you guys. Because a lot of those things maybe I'm not comfortable saying in church. Church being church, with women and children and stuff. With a bunch of guys, I could just talk that real and that honest. We need to be honest. You don't say everything to everybody, but you get the appropriate people in your life that you can speak honestly to about yourself. And it will make you feel better. It will liberate you. It will empower you as a person. So, and one of the lines there said, the fact of the matter is, when you finally get honest about yourself, the sad part is that you're the last person in the room to admit it. Because everybody else knows it's true about you. Everybody else knows you're fronting. Everybody else knows you don't have it all together. And somehow you think you're really putting on a good show. And so when you finally man up and admit the reality of your deal, others breathe a sigh of relief, because now we can start having some honest dialogue, because we've all known that, and we've just been waiting for you to get to the place where you are. It's a wonderful place to be.